It's me, I'm Jamaica Lindo. We're doing Bantu KNOT out. Hi, I'm Jamaica Lindo. I'm here with another live. I did a live yesterday and I had to stop. I was supposed to go to Target, but that didn't happen. But honestly, it's okay. I literally let yesterday be my rest day from everything because I've been going somewhere every single day. And so I just stayed home and I had burgers and fries. Just a classic American dish, So today I'm going to be doing something that I don't know if I did it on here before or not. So these are Bantu knots. Yes, these are kind of cute, but they're not formed enough for me to be like, I can go in these streets and I'm going to show them who I am. Now, like these too big. It's not that they're too big. They're just not uniformed. See how that looks? I literally just was bored watching the show yesterday. And it reminds me when you watch like a long series for a very long time and you're just like, And that's what I did. It started off with started off with 4, and then it went to 8, and then this is 16, I think. So let's take them down. All right. So I normally do like a whole setup of like, this is what I'm using. This was on mostly dry hair. So on dry hair, your Bantu knots are very different. See how this is kind of like, oh, it's so uniformic, right? I literally am just going to take them down and leave them. The reason why is because my hair, when it's like this, it most likely it's gonna straighten. And I don't really want straight hair, but it's gonna give me a looser curl. And I'm just gonna show you a little bit what it looks like. So this is what it naturally does look like right now. And that's just that. I like it, then I'm like, All right. And then we're just gonna keep going. This live will take, I think max, this won't take that long. This will take probably 10 minutes max. So I've been thinking about watching a lot of movies and reviewing them again. I am very nervous because I'm mostly into rom-coms. And a lot of people know rom-coms are so weird to watch because you're with them and then something happens where you're like, no, that can never happen in this world. But like I've had that scene where everyone goes to the airport and they're like, I gotta find them, I gotta catch them. I've had a version of that. It's just the person that I was with took me to the airport and we did one of those departure kiss. And it was like, oh my God, we'll never see you again. And I was like, yeah, sure. I forgot when that happened. Oh wow, I didn't see him until April. Yeah. Let's see. So we could do a story time. So I've been with my dude for now 4 years, and meeting him was more of a like, I just want to meet you, be friends. I don't really care. And we met, we had a vibe, and we had a real good vibe. So I didn't know what was going to come of it. Like, I think he didn't know what he wanted because he was like, his ex had they broke up in their own way, and then I full on just turned 30 was like, who are you? You're real cute. And how did I meet him? I met him through Facebook. So if you ever go to my Facebook or add me on Facebook, literally I am friends with a lot of gay men. So it's not like, oh, this happens to all of us. It doesn't. It happened mostly for me because I was like, why not add people? And I had added a lot of people because it was like, well, I mean, I never said I was going to stay in Winston, North Carolina. So, and then that was always a thing. So I always had the 4-day rule. If we keep talking after 4 days, then I'm really trying my best to pay attention to you. A lot of people are like, what does that mean? A 4-day rule for me personally is I have to be interested in you more than just saying, hey, nice to meet you. You're very cute. Let's exchange photos of like who you are in real life. Both people are very like into it. Day 1, day 2, day 3 is when one person goes back to work or they go back, and then day 4, most people just fly to the wind. I work third shift, so working third meant I can't always talk. Most people thought that meant something different, and it's the truth. I literally most of the time sleep every day. I slept at a certain time, and then I did a weight loss journey. So my first weight loss journey was very extreme because I really was on my ish. And basically, when I met him, I was 2 years in, and I was like, I'm going to try and go healthy and stuff like that. And he was just there. He was really awesome. He was himself. He was really cute. And I'm not gonna lie, I was like, oh my god, he's so sexy. And basically, that's just my truth. I did YouTube. I was on YouTube then too. I was on a very different vibe though. See how it looks? Yummy. All right. So if you don't notice, I'm doing like from the back to the front. And he was my first long distance person that I was talking to that I actually physically met. I have talked to 20 to, okay, about 200 people. I don't want to lie. Most of my 20s was more sorted, and I didn't know who I was. So I didn't really care about relationship, personally speaking. Like, I would like the idea. I love the idea of romance. But for me personally, it was more so, if it happens, it happens. But I was also very scarred because of the losses I had in my past. Like, I lost my granny, and my granny said she was going to dance at my wedding. And then also, I lost a lot more women in my family. And the women are pretty much the nucleus for the family. So and then my 20s was more of, you know, I was promiscuous and that was it. And I was cool with it. People always go like, that's so crazy to openly admit. It's like, is it not the truth though? Because that was my truth. I did not really want to seek someone and then answer to them. And that's so weird because I'm doing that now, but also I'm happy to do it now because of growth. And also I am more mature now as a person that I am open to love more than anything else. But it's all up to the person, personally speaking. So say for instance, I literally love myself enough and think of myself highly. So that's how this works. But let's see. So when we first met, I was starting comedy. That was my first year of comedy. And I left, I came back. I left on a Thursday and I think I was there for 2 or 3 days. The longest thing about everything was like the flights. And I made a big mistake. So he's in Baltimore. This is Baltimore. And I had booked like my landing flight was in Virginia. So he had to still drive an hour to see me, an hour to get me, and take me back. So, and I couldn't find my charger. My phone at the time was really, really bad. And I was like, all right, I just need my charger. I see my charger. I see my charger. And literally, it was so crazy. But basically, that led us to my romantic airport kiss. It was romantic. I was like, man, it was something. I liked it. I really did love it. It was really weird because airports are sometimes nerve wracking because you're literally trying your best to figure out where everything's at. And especially if you don't like, this is my first time I ever flew there and back. And I was like, I should drive and everything like that. But I didn't know how far it was. And I was like, I'm not driving all the way up here with the car I had. Hence why I flew. And then he had to take me everywhere I went. And we spent a lot of time together. And now look at us now. So that's why I look at rom-coms kind of like, oh, okay, I get the magic because it's part truth and part no. Yeah. As you see, I'm very delicate with my hair. There are sometimes there's like this. That's little whispers of like strands. Because of the two-strand twist style, it's kind of hard to describe. So basically, a Bantu knot is you wrapping your hair up. But it's like the way this is two-strand twist. So if you see, I'm taking down the Bantu and then I'm taking down the twist as well. And if you notice, it's not always easy to do because literally twists don't have a mind on themselves. Because I did mine not the neatest, they really mine do. I'm like, oh no, that's bad. But basically, that's the story of how I met my dude. This is how I kept him. No, because I really won't lie. I did not know where we were going. I liked him a lot, but also when someone lost someone very important to them, I didn't want to rush anything. And that's my whole thing now is like people ask all the time. My biggest question I get is, I get married? And I was like, well, we're ready. I have a whole joke about it. And I was like, huh, cool. But at the same time, I don't think about those things. Because marriage is not in game. And it should be in game for anybody. Being married should not be anyone's end game. Being with someone that you love and lovingly have as your person, that should be always the goal. That's my truth. I've always loved him, and I still love him to death. Can I see myself marry him? Of course. But I have to do. We have this lot of more checklists for both of us to make him my husband. You know what I mean? It's weird to even say that. I don't call him my boyfriend. I don't know why. They've always been like, oh, I mean, I've heard boyfriend so many times in these last 2 weeks, and I'm like, that's just something I don't call him. I don't even call him boo. I don't know. I just call him my person. I think my person is more stronger than anything else because something about having someone that's yours as who they are as a person, it just feels personal. Yeah, and you can say person for anyone. Is it unisex? It's very unisex. I'm having some tea. But pretty much we got ready. Yes, I noticed that one too. So, do I recommend Bantu knots? I do. So, Bantu knots are my go-to style. It's my second go-to styles. My go-to style is always two strand twists because you can do so much with them. As you see, the Bantu knots came from two strand twists, was into our Bantu knots. It's for a little bit of control. A lot of people will straighten their hair and then do that, and they'll give a more bigger body wave. See how my curls are right there, like that? That's the body wave. But I don't really believe in that because I want my curls to have its own texture. Having texture hair means a lot. The reason why I had to do this because my hair literally was not trying. It was like it was shrinking. It shrunk so hard yesterday, and I was like, "Oh no, we cannot." I was watching this series, and I'm like, "What happened to my hair?" And it was like, "Yeah, I'm done." And I was like, "Sir, ma'am, no, sir or ma'am, whatever you all up here, no." So basically, this is how full my hair looks, and I do recommend this hairstyle to a lot of people. Let's see. Oh, story of us. Okay, so for yourself, I do recommend figuring like I do recommend the game life version of life. Like there's opportunities to find your person everywhere. Everywhere. It's all about how you choose to look at people and how you choose to view life. I've always knew that the person I'm going to be with was going to be who they were. But for me to want someone means I have to feel excited by them. And for me, excitement meant that I have to look at them lovingly and I have to think of them and have to stimulate my mind. So always knew with the past people that I've ever was like talking to, they weren't the one because they never stimulate actually my mind or they make me be inquisitive of them. So part of the thing about me isn't the chase. It's really just figuring out who I am as a person. And I kind of defined most of my 20s as discovering me. And my 30s are me figuring out how my adulthood is supposed to go. But I'm also not in the mode of who am I? I'm also in the mode of like, that's who I am. Yay. And I like my mistakes, I like my faults, and I take them all on the chin sometimes. But that is it for this. I gave you a little bit longer than normal. My story time was really good. I may come back later. And if I go to Target finally, I'm probably going to go today. I promise. I'm probably going to go today. I feel so bad because I feel like I lied. I lied to the live. I lied on live. And but pretty much that. I want to go to the park today, so I'm kind of like really excited to go to the park. And I also I'm about to look and see if there's a way to do comedy tonight. All right, bye, y'all.